Imagine this for a moment. A man who knew some of the most powerful people on earth. A man locked inside one of the most secure jail facilities in the United States. And then one day, he was found dead. No warning, no witnesses, just silence. The question is not how he died. The real question is, did the story end there, or did it begin there? Jeffrey Epstein was an American financier, a man who, on the surface, appeared extremely successful and well-connected. He lived a life of luxury, private jets, massive mansions, and even a private island. He moved freely among elite circles, rubbing shoulders with billionaires, politicians, and globally known figures. To the outside world, he looked untouchable. But behind this polished image was a darker reality. Beginning in the early 2000s, serious allegations started to surface. Epstein was accused of sexually exploiting underage girls, recruiting them through money, promises, and manipulation. These were not just rumors. Victims came forward. Statements were recorded. Court documents began to pile up. What initially seemed like isolated accusations slowly turned into a disturbing pattern. Yet the most important question was never just what Epstein did. The real question was he acting alone? According to multiple media reports, Epstein's connections went far beyond ordinary social circles. His name was repeatedly linked carefully, and often indirectly, to powerful individuals across business, politics, and global institutions. Each time the case appeared to move forward, something strange happened. Legal deals were made, charges were softened, investigations slowed down, and the public was left wondering whether justice truly applied equally to everyone. This led to a growing belief that Epstein was not just a criminal, he was part of a much larger system. A system where money, power, and influence could bend the rules. People began asking uncomfortable questions. Is the law really blind, or does it look away when power is involved? Then came the moment that changed everything. In 2019, Jeffrey Epstein was arrested again. This time, the charges were far more serious, and the pressure was global. This was no longer about the past. This arrest hinted at a wider network, a structure that many believed could finally be exposed. The world expected revelations, names, evidence, confessions. It felt like the truth was finally within reach. But before Epstein could speak, everything stopped. Here is the chilling part. The man whose testimony could have shaken powerful institutions never got the chance to talk. In August 2019, Jeffrey Epstein was found dead in his jail cell. Authorities officially ruled his death a suicide, but almost immediately, doubts began to surface. Surveillance cameras were reportedly not functioning. Guards who were supposed to check on him failed to do so. Epstein himself had previously expressed fear for his life, yet he was left alone. He had too many coincidences, too many failures, and far too many unanswered questions. If this truly was a suicide, how did such extreme negligence occur inside a high-security facility? And if it wasn't, then who benefited from his silence? Time passed, but the case refused to die. In recent years, court documents and so-called Epstein files resurfaced in public discussions. According to media coverage, these documents do not directly accuse specific individuals, but they raise serious questions about associations, meetings, and unexplained relationships. This is why Epstein's name keeps returning to the headlines. Not because of who he was, but because of what he may have known. Pause here for a second and ask yourself, can the truth really be buried forever, or does it simply wait for the right moment to come out? The Epstein case is not just about one man. It is a reflection of how power operates behind closed doors. It exposes how wealth can influence legal outcomes, how victims can be ignored, and how justice can become selective. But it also shows something else, that even when silenced, the truth leaves traces. The voices of the victims, though delayed, were not erased. Their courage forced the world to look closer, to ask harder questions, and to refuse simple answers. Jeffrey Epstein is dead, but the questions surrounding him are very much alive. Perhaps some secrets will never be fully revealed. Perhaps others will emerge slowly, piece by piece. But the real issue is not Epstein himself. The real issue is whether the world is willing to hold powerful people to the same standards as everyone else. Because justice only matters if it applies equally.